After the battle against the bandits, Joyce remains on guard. Although the newcomers helped her survive, she has no reason to trust them. For all she knows, they could simply be another group looking to take advantage of a lone traveler. The brown-haired man introduces himself as Tristan and explains that his party has been tracking the bandits for days. One by one, he introduces the others. Brian is a heavily armored paladin whose reckless charge nearly got Joyce killed during the battle. Halberd is a short but terrifying warrior who wields a halberd with unbelievable speed and strength. Kyara is a beastmaster accompanied by a giant black bird and a massive direwolf. Finally, there is Phi, an elven archer whose sharp eyes seem to notice everything. As Joyce studies them, she realizes something surprising. Nobody seems to care that several members of the group are non-human. Back in the Empire, humans ruled everything. Most other races were treated worse than slaves. Yet here, in Alliance territory, humans, elves, and beastfolk travel together as equals. For the first time, Joyce sees proof that the world outside the Empire is very different from the one she knew. The group soon turns their attention toward her. Tristan politely asks what she is doing alone in such dangerous territory. Knowing she cannot reveal the truth, Joyce sticks to the lie she created earlier. She claims to be a miner who uses magic to locate valuable minerals and magical crystals hidden within the mountains. Nobody openly challenges the story. Unfortunately, nobody appears to believe it either. Phi quickly notices details that don't fit. Joyce's Dragonbone equipment is far too advanced for an ordinary miner. Her combat ability is even more suspicious. Most miners do not slaughter entire groups of bandits by themselves. Still, the adventurers decide not to press the issue. Everyone has secrets, and the Alliance tends to respect personal privacy far more than the Empire. Since they are all heading toward Tarine, the nearest border town, Tristan offers Joyce a place alongside the group. After some hesitation, she accepts. Traveling with experienced locals will help her learn more about the Alliance and reduce suspicion about her presence in the region. Over the next several days, Joyce observes the adventurers carefully. Unlike Imperial soldiers, they function less like a strict military unit and more like a family. They argue constantly. They insult one another whenever possible. Yet beneath the jokes and teasing, there is obvious trust. The strange dynamic confuses Joyce. Having spent most of her life as a slave, she has little experience with genuine friendship. That evening, the group sets up camp. As they sit around the fire, the conversation turns toward Tarine and life within the Alliance. Joyce quickly discovers how little she actually knows. When she casually mentions magical transportation gates, the others laugh and explain that such gates only exist in major cities and military strongholds. A small border town could never afford one. Realizing her mistake, Joyce quickly invents an excuse and claims that she must have received incorrect information from another traveler. The explanation works, but she notices Phi watching her carefully. The elf clearly suspects that Joyce is hiding something. Later that night, Joyce retreats to her tent. However, instead of sleeping, she secretly uses her enchanted mask to listen to the adventurers' conversation outside. As expected, the topic quickly turns toward her. Brian thinks she is dangerous. Halberd believes she is hiding far more than she admits. Phi agrees but points out that Joyce has had multiple opportunities to attack them and never did. Tristan eventually ends the discussion. Whatever Joyce's secrets may be, she is not currently their enemy. The decision brings Joyce unexpected relief. For the first time since escaping Orwen, she allows herself to relax. Several hours later, an alarm from her enchanted mask suddenly wakes her. Someone is inside her tent. Instinct takes over. In a fraction of a second, Joyce draws her Dragonbone claws and presses them against the intruder's throat. The surprised intruder turns out to be Phi. The elf quickly explains that everyone had been trying to wake Joyce for breakfast. When she failed to respond, Phi volunteered to check on her. After confirming the explanation, Joyce reluctantly lowers her weapon. Phi, however, notices something else. Joyce is exhausted. Despite all her efforts to appear healthy, the constant use of magic, recent injuries, and lack of proper recovery are taking a toll on her body. The elf warns her that continuing to push herself could become dangerous. Joyce dismisses the concern. She has survived far worse. The following day, the group continues toward Tareen. Along the way, Fi strikes up another conversation. The elf proves far more perceptive than Joyce expected. Simply by observing her behavior, Fi correctly identifies several unusual traits about her magical abilities. She also explains the difference between traditional mages and ability users. This finally answers a mystery that has been bothering Joyce. Kayara is not a mage at all. She is an ability user, someone born with a unique supernatural talent instead of conventional magical power. The revelation fascinates Joyce. It also reminds her how much of the wider world she still does not understand. As the journey continues, farmland gradually replaces wilderness. The road becomes busier. More travelers appear. And eventually, Tareen comes into view. Compared to Orwan, the settlement is small. Yet to Joyce, it represents something far more important. A fresh start. Once inside the town, the adventurers head toward the Adventurers Guild to collect their reward. Joyce parts ways with them, and makes her way toward the Merchants Guild. There, she attempts to sell some of the valuable minerals and magical materials she recovered from Nima's tower. The clerk behind the counter immediately tries to cheat her. Unfortunately for him, Joyce spent decades surrounded by scholars, merchants, and mages. She instantly notices every flaw in his evaluation. What begins as a simple transaction quickly turns into a public argument. The clerk insists on his price. Joyce tears apart his entire appraisal. The growing commotion soon attracts the attention of the guildmaster himself. Unlike the clerk, the guildmaster immediately realizes that Joyce possesses an extraordinary level of knowledge. After a lengthy negotiation, the two finally agree on a fair price. When the transaction is complete, Joyce leaves with more than 300 gold coins. For the first time since escaping Orwan, she has money, freedom, and a safe place to stay. That evening, she rents a room at one of Tareen's better inns, enjoys a hot bath, and collapses onto a real bed. Everything finally seems to be improving. But as she drifts toward sleep, one uncomfortable truth remains. The more people she meets, the harder it becomes to maintain the lies protecting her identity. And if someone eventually uncovers who she really is, they may discover that the woman responsible for the destruction of Orwan is now living quietly among them.